G'day everyone, Stu from Plan Manage Assist. Just to update everyone really quickly on the changes that were made on May 19th, 2025, in relation to NDIS Plan Funding Periods. Just going to do a little bit of a dive here as to what's going to happen, so that way you know a bit more about it and try and understand a bit better. So we're referring to Section 33 of NDIS Plan Funding Periods. They're introducing a new limit on how participants and their providers can draw down on these large chunks of funding. Look, in theory, the aim is to improve budgeting practices, try and enhance a bit of oversight, and to really provide clearer guidance for everyone involved. So, just to sort of sum it up, what does this really mean? Look, participants will now have their funding made available in specific amounts and durations set by the NDIA over the length of their plan instead of just all at once. So, we're going to have these time periods or these chunks of time within a plan. Um, so they're not taking away from people's funding. They're not reducing the amount of funding that's being made available. What they are doing instead is just breaking it up into smaller chunks to help it be better managed. But what that will also mean is that the funding gets allocated to that period of time. If it doesn't get all spent in that chunk, it just rolls over to the next one. It's just to try and sort of cap it, sort of having too much happening all at once. um, Look, when will this come into effect? Really, this is not going to affect everyone straight away. This is going to impact on new participants, those participants that have a plan reassessment slash plan review. Um, they're going to have these funding periods added to their plan. So it's going to break it up into these chunks. Um, Participants that already have their existing plan, you're not being affected today. So if you've got an existing plan already, you are all good. If your plan extends or rolls over, then you're still good. It will only come into effect if you have a plan reassessment slash plan review. That's when it gets changed over. Um, and so then the next question is, so what happens if you do overspend in that period of time? Look, if a participant or a provider delivers supports outside of those funding periods, they might not be able to get paid, especially if there's funding. Even if there is funding left over in the rest of the plan, that doesn't matter. It's about what is available at that time. So it's something to be really mindful of, that we know how much is available and how long there is to go in this particular chunk of time. So what about invoices? I guess that's the next big question providers are going to ask. Look, providers might need to update how they do their invoices and what information they include on there to match these new funding periods. If they're providing services outside of those periods, they may have to pay for them themselves, even if there's still money left on the plan. Again, this is all about what's broken down into those chunks. And look, I know that we're a little light on detail at the moment. I know that we're still very early days. The change only occurred on the 19th. So my suggestion is please stick around with us. Check out our website, planmanageassist.com.au. Keep your finger on the pulse by listening in. We will update you as soon as we know more. Um, if there's anything else in the meantime, we'll publish it and get it out there as soon as we can. As I said, we're a little light on details at the moment, but we'll give you what we can. So for now, my name's Stu from Plan Manage Assist, signing out. Thanks for having us. Bye.